Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am playing with a few drugstore products that I picked up last week, and I created kind of like this sun-kissed corally beachy look with them. Yeah, my hair is getting lighter. Little by little, I've just been adding more and more highlights. It's hard to get the warmth out of this section here, and that's like what would make you look the blondest, but I don't really want to lose like that much hair. So I'm just leaving it, and I'm letting my roots grow out as much as I can, and then once I highlight my roots, I think that it'll just give me a really overall more blonde look. So that is where we're at in the hair game right now. So yeah, if you guys would like to see what products that I used and how I created this look, then just keep watching. All right, let's go in with the first product, which is the Sculpt Squad contour palette from Catrice. I love Catrice products, and I saw this at the drugstore. It was on sale for $6.99, and I also had seen Emily Noel using it on her channel, and then after I saw her playing with it, I really wanted to try it out. So it is a palette of 4 matte contouring shades ranging from light to dark, and yeah, to create your custom sculpted look, the powder formulas are silky smooth. So I'll kind of just compare it to something in the same price range, which is the e.l.f. contour palette. The first thing that I thought is I like that this one has another color bronzer in it, like light, medium, dark, as opposed to the e.l.f., which only has the two. And these are a little bit cooler, and the e.l.f. kind of has a little bit more, not really an iridescence to them. They're more matte, but they kind of have flecks of light, and these just kind of look a lot more matte. So I haven't tried it yet, so let's get into that. If I can get this sticky thing off. It is sunny today. Finally, it feels like spring. We've had an up and down relationship with spring this year. We get a warm day, and then we get snow and rain, and I guess that's just spring, but it's just been an up and down. Oh geez, I just scratched it. That's too bad. Yeah, it'd be nice to just get consistently warm weather, because it just puts you in a more motivated and happy mood. When it's cloudy out, I just want to sleep and have no energy. So let's get into it. What am I going to do first? So I'm just going to take this little brush, this little powder brush from e.l.f. It's a good little powder or contour brush, I find. And let's see. I think I'm going to go in with the medium shade. Well, these both look medium. They just kind of have different tones first, and just kind of blend it through. So it definitely blends on really nicely and really smooth. And then I'm going to take Sculpt, and I'm just going to kind of blend it underneath. And then that gives you kind of more of a smooth finish rather than just a harsh line of color. So just blending that through once, I can already tell you I like this better than the e.l.f. palette. It is so much smoother, the colors blend better, and I find the shades to be a little bit more neutral. So now I'm going to try Define. It has a little bit more warmth, like more peachiness to it, and I'm going to use that up on my forehead just to kind of create a little bit more dimension. You know, if you're doing a contour and you want to like follow the natural shadows of your face, our shadows are so different. Our contour line is going to be a little bit more cooler. If you want something to come forward a little more, you want warmth. So I'm going to try to kind of mimic what the sun would do and get the sun-kissed glow on your forehead and then on the upper portions of your cheek. So I'm just going to use that across my forehead. Sorry, I'm looking into my mirror here. Let me fix it. Yeah, it's okay to have your contour be a little bit on the cooler side because our natural like shadows on our face, even if you're really warm tone, like you don't want it to be overly grayish so that it looks muddy on the skin, but even if you have a lot of warm tones, like your shadows are going to be a little bit cooler. It just might be they're more on the purple side than the greenish side in the color wheel, or vice versa. Anyways, just from art, just from my experience in high school art class, I always loved doing portraits and people as my main artwork. So I worked with flesh tones a lot, and you have to use a lot of purple and blue to create those shadows. So if you want a realistic looking contour, you want it to be cooler. That was a lot of unnecessary jabber. So I'm gonna put the define the warmer color on the higher points of my cheeks. That's how I've kind of been doing my blush and my bronzer lately. I'm finding that if I go down too low with my concealer or brightness, like I just don't like the way that it looks. So I'm just going over my nose, my forehead, and also my chin. All right, so hands down, the Catrice palette is much more beautiful for me on my skin tone than the e.l.f. palette, and just the actual product itself is just, it blends a lot more. I like that you get a few more options in there than the e.l.f. palette. I'm just gonna kind of swatch the two sculpting colors. Let's see. Side by side, like the product in the e.l.f. palette is not as pigmented, but I'm talking about cool and warm. So the product in the e.l.f. palette is cooler, the sculpting color. Looking at this palette side by side, the other three colors seem cooler. So anyways, I'm jabbering on. Anyways, this product blends a lot more better. So if you do like a warmer tone for contour, the Catrice is got more warmth to it. All right, on to the next. I'm done raving about the Catrice contour palette. I got a different shade in the Marcelle cream blush, so I have it already in nude blush, which is really pretty neutral color, a neutral balm. It's more like a balm that you can keep building up. So I got it in the shade Sparkling Coral, which is so beautiful. It gives you such a beautiful, like, flushed look. Like you just went for a run. It's a hot summer day, like that flushed beachy look. It's so pretty. I haven't tried it over top of a powdered contour. I think I've just used cream contour and cream bronzers with it. So let's just see how this is going to mesh. I find the best way to apply these are with your finger, just because at first when you go in and swatch, they're not really pigmented, but you can build it up really nicely. So I'm going to start on the higher points of my cheek, and I'm just going to work it along the top of my cheek. I'm not going to go down lower at all. I just want it to kind of hit where the sun would hit me. So just go right across. And it doesn't come off like the color in the pan. It is a lot more muted, but you can keep working with it and keep building with it, and it is not kind of playing with the powder underneath. Like this Dutch. This is such a pretty dewy look. Like in person, it looks a lot prettier than it does on camera. And it lasts really long. The day that I wore it, I feel like it lasted throughout the day really nicely. So now I'm just gonna kind of do a little neat nose contour trick that I've been doing lately. So after I apply my blush and bronzer over my nose, I'll just go in with a little bit of concealer and just put a little bit on the bridge of my nose and a little bit on the tip. So do this after you apply your blush and your bronzer, and it just gives your nose like this cute little button look, but still keeps like that sun-kissed glow on it. So I've been loving doing that. So before I show you the eyeshadow that I picked up, I'm just going to take a little bit of shape from the Catrice contour palette, and I'm just going to add it to the top part of my eye and just drag it down my nose a bit, just to give a little bit extra definition. And you can go under your eye, just soften the bottom lid. Alright, so the eyeshadow product that I picked up was this L'Oreal oil eyeshadow, and it's just a little single in the color Bravery, and it's a foiled color. I think they also come in mattes, and this was on, like, I think this was half off. I think it was probably $12 Canadian, and it was on sale for $6.99, so almost half off. And I also found a little sponge applicator. I always see Lynn using these when she has foiled creamy eyeshadows instead of using the fingers, so you can get a little bit more precision. So I'm excited to try this out with a little sponge applicator. So let's go in. Oh yes, it picks up a lot, and I'm just going to, oh, works so good. Works just like your finger. And then you can actually get in these little corners and follow the shape of your lid. Yay. Thank you, Lynn, for using these on your channel. Super pretty, a super pretty coppery, orangey, beachy color. Like, this is giving me summer vibes. We're so far away from summer. Actually here, so it'll probably be like spring for maybe a month, and then it just gets warm. Like, you don't really have like a pretty spring here to wear like your trench coat and all your kind of spring clothes. Like, spring's pretty messy, and then by the time you even think about enjoying it, it's like hot for a little bit and then it goes cold. It was super short summer season. super pretty. I wouldn't mind getting some more of these just oil shadows. Looks really creamy, really pigmented. This looks really nice with blue eyes. So I put on some mascara and just tight lined. I used the Dior Pump and Go. Is that what it's called? Why can't I find it right now? I just used it. Oh, there we go. No, not Pump and Go. Pump and Volume HD Lash. So I find that this one, out of the three that I've tried over the last little bit, washes off the easiest. So it's not necessarily giving me longer lashes than the Benefit or the Maybelline one. It just washes off easier, so that's why I just tend to use that one more. So the next product that I picked up was Sunbum Sunscreen Lip Balm in Watermelon, and I got it in an SPF 30. I have learned my lesson over the last couple summers. I haven't been putting sunscreen on my lips, and then once we get a little bit of heat, usually in May, we get a little bit more summer-like weather, I burn my lips, and then my whole bottom lip breaks out into a fever blister, which is also a huge cold sore, and it is disgusting, and it is sore, and I wish there was masks when I got it, because then I could have just covered it. Yeah, anyways, so I am going to be more diligent with putting sunscreen on my lips. Now I need to start, because the weather is getting, it's been a little warmer, so it's been a little warmer, so I got to make sure I am putting sunscreen on these babies. It smells delicious. It smells like your childhood, like Hubba Bubba, watermelon gum, lip smackers, like it just, delish. Alright, so I just put some lip liner on. I used my Annabelle eyebrow pencil in taupe, and then the KKW Nude 1 lip liner, and then I just put on some of the Maybelline Lifter gloss over top in the shade Ice. This is the one I like to use the most. And yes, this is the final look using those new products from the drugstore. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and now I'm all set for the day to do not too much. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys again soon.